Have you paddled Swift Creek before? If you haven't and you want to go, come with us. Going from Vanceboro down to Cool Springs, just above the news, probably about a mile or so, roughly, from where it enters into the Neuse River. We seem to have pretty decent water level today, a little lower than I've been on in past times. Hope it stays kind of cool through this. It's 75 degrees right now. Air temperature in Vanceboro is 75 degrees right now. Water temperature is 80 degrees. The water level here is 5 3/4 feet. We'll have to know where they determine that level. These warm temperatures being what they have been lately, this summer's been just incredibly hot. I mean, I remember, years where you'd have maybe 4 or 5 days of extreme heat in the 90s, and this year we've been pretty much steady since June, with just temperatures so incredibly warm and very little rainfall. So we're constantly looking for shade, for places that we go. This morning we elected to leave a little bit earlier. Meet time was supposed to be 8 o'clock. However, we are on the water at 8:15. If you look at the leaves on the water straight in front of me, you can see slight movement, so there is current. Not much. Honestly, don't know how fast it is, but I'd say a half to 3/4 of a mile current. That's about it. Practically no down trees on this run. Just kind of enjoying dodging trees and working your way through. After that, it's kind of like going from a still water paddler to a whitewater paddler. You find yourself feeling a little bored. Still managing to stay a little bit in the shade, but that's going to end soon. There's some type of bird walking down. He just jumped into the water off of that tree. I don't know what it was. I couldn't see because of the tree in front of us right here, blocking the way. The bubbles right down in that area is where he went in, and I'm sure that he's created a lot of that. But Ginger said it was a snake bird. I was hoping he'd come back up while I'm sitting here. That would be very cool, because I've never seen one. Nobody's even heard of one. A little close quarters in here. If you've watched any of my other videos, I've also mentioned I don't care for going underneath trees, simply because sometimes you find snakes in these trees, and they, out of curiosity, drop out of the branch and onto your boat. I've never had it happen. I've seen them there. Luckily enough, they haven't fallen on my boat before, and I sure don't want it to happen. But despite these dry conditions, we've been so lucky to be able to find places that did have water. We really haven't experienced a great deal of trouble as far as water levels. They change all the time. You get a sudden storm, water shoots up a little bit, but typically doesn't stay up long. The good part is sometimes that water level that increases gets you over logs that you might have had to climb over or portage around. Sometimes it gets you up a little too high and you can't get under one that you might have been able to had the water been a little bit lower.
Know the ball?
Do what?
Know the ball.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
What kind of ball is it? Just like a rubber play ball?
A little rubber play ball.
Ginger picked up a play ball, little rubber ball to throw. It's funny. This will be the second ball.
Second ball.
Yep. On Swift Creek. We laugh about Edward's outdoor adventure. He finds so many balls on the trips that he does. And then we started seeing them quite frequently. He does a pretty cool thing though. He takes the best ones home, washes them up, and shares them with the neighborhood children. They're about 5 minutes to 10. Looks like we may be able to scrounge up a little bit more over here on the left, just for a little while. Paul's been paddling over there in that hot sun for a good ways. I know what he's doing. He's looking for wildlife, and he will probably find it. Unfortunately, it's hot. A little exploration off to the side here. Not sure if he's coming up with anything good yet. Sometimes you see a pond on the other side, and you find that it's caused by a beaver dam. I don't know if that's the case on this one or not. Let's check out over in here. Looks like some beavers have been working on a few trees right there. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Looks kind of peculiar. Just took the bark off, basically. A little close in there. Anticipated possible tree under the water, and it was there, but didn't stop us. Just slowed us down a little bit. We're now at an island, and Swift Creek flows both directions around. The bigger side is the left, and it goes out the furthest. This is typically the narrower side, right here. Although it doesn't look that way right now, but anyway. So we've elected to do the right side. Paddled on the Swift Creek several times. Honestly, do not remember which way we went on the previous times. I'd have to go back and look and see. is interesting. This is off to the left of the channel that we're paddling right now. I guess it probably connects the two sides together. It's just some water where it's just so flat in this area. That was the end of the island.
Okay.
Is that a beaver dam?
Yeah. That's an old beaver lodge right there.
That's pretty good size. Yeah, what we're looking here is an old beaver lodge. You can see all the grass, leaves, whatever growing, vines, whatever growing across the top. Wonder where it's backing up to. Yeah, the channel keeps around to the left here, so yep, we're doing all right.
Move to the left.
Yeah, the main part goes back over this way.
Now that's a place to camp. That's high on the ground.
On the island? Oh yeah, definitely. Islands are safe because you don't have to worry about people coming and bothering your stuff either.
Yep.
I'm not sure how wet this land is right here, but looks like to me that yeah, you could walk up on that. You could walk up on that pretty easily. Could possibly put a hammock in there if you wanted to camp. We're about 5¼ miles down the creek. I think it's about 10½ total distance, so we're roughly halfway. This creek is quite different than some of the things that we've been paddling recently. We've been paddling some narrower streams where we have blockages. We've been doing some Contentnia, we've been doing some Black River, and those provide a bit of challenge, but we're doing where we have to do a bit of maneuvering, some portages. Not every one of them has portages, but quite a few of them do, and most of them have not been all that difficult. We have selected Swift Creek today. This is a paddle that all of us have done several times, but it's a place that we could probably slip through here relatively easy and not have to worry about the portages, which make it really difficult on the hotter days because we've been experiencing some mid-90 daytime temperatures. I haven't checked to see what the temperature is now, but I'm sure it's getting on up to around 90 or so. We've been having forecasts for 90 plus days every single day, and next week we're looking at trying to come up with a plan for those days. And I see one day we've even calling for 100 degrees. I think it's next Thursday up in the same area. Started doing these YouTube channels 4 or 5 months ago or something, and we do pictures, videos, and we're posting some of those pictures and videos on Facebook, and then decided to putting together a YouTube video to see how that would work. And it's a learning curve. It's constantly something that you need to figure things out and to make it interesting for people to look at and enjoy. One of the goals that I plan to have with all of this is to, if you wanted to go and paddle a particular area and you want to know what that place is going to be like, what the put-ins, takeouts, the conditions of the river, that sort of thing, that you can pull up, one of these videos that we've done, and you can look at it and kind of get a feel for what you can expect when you get out here paddling. So hopefully these are not only entertaining for you just to watch and see the places we go, but also something to help you learn a little bit about what to anticipate when you get out on the water in these areas. Run into a few sections of lily pads now. I'm not sure why we haven't seen them up until this last, I don't know, half a mile or so. Yeah, we do see some big trees out here, but that's among the biggest that I've seen. Curious to know how old that thing would be. I wonder. That thing's got to be 40 some inches in diameter, maybe. I think we got another little small island right here on the right. Yep. We're gonna go back to the main channels here in just a second. Old railroad bridge, I think, goes to the paper mill. Probably supplied coal or something at one time, probably maybe even brought in wood. I'm not exactly sure what their process is, but I know a lot of times they could use rail cars for bringing in wood, bringing in coal, to hauling out paper, and the box cars. Not sure what they use this for. We just got to our last fork in the road, so to speak, and it's one where you bear to the right, even though it doesn't look like the obvious choice. But that's the one you want to do. I reckon that's a root right there. Probably a tree that fell over and exposed those roots right there. That's the only thing I can figure. Let's see if we can get through here. There we go. Got a little shade in there too. There he goes. For those of you who may or may not know, this is a boat that's been sitting here for quite a while. It sits up above the Cool Springs ramp, and I've been coming up here on this creek for 3 years, maybe, something like that. It's been here the times that I've come. Looks like there's a tarp on it. I don't remember the tarp being on there before. But anyway, I don't know how long it will take before somebody actually tows this away, but at any rate, there it is. Real naughty. Okay then. Coming in at about 10.5 miles. Kind of what I thought. Air takeout. Feels good.